Well, welcome to our July 19th Wednesday webinar. This is Julie Grimmett, and I am on live with Glenda Robichaux, and we are so excited this week to bring to you some really great information. So today's agenda, we are actually going to be starting off with our congratulations of the month of June. We've gotten halfway through July, and we have not taken time to really look back and honor all of the hard work that our teams have been doing over the last month. So I just really felt it necessary to take a moment and do that today. So we'll be doing that. We'll talk a little bit about the promotion of the month this month, along with some news from corporate and upcoming webinars. And then Glenda's going to take it away with our main topic, essential oils for animals. So starting with our congratulations and welcomes. First and foremost, I am just so excited with how we are sharing the love of doTERRA and sharing these essential oils with those around us, with those that we love. And I wanted to send out a sincere welcome to Deborah, Alex, Richard, Tom, Shelly, Ruben, Lael, Erica, Joy, Christina, Michelle, Peter, Jamie, Estelle, Elena, Jeanette, Presley, Tammy, Heather, and Rachel. I am so excited that you guys are here and part of our teams, and I just wanted to give you a very, very sincere welcome. The month of June tends to be, June, July, August, summer months tend to be fairly slow, but doTERRA is noticing that they are not slowing down, and it is because of our dedication to really sharing these oils and getting them out into the hands of those that we love. So I wanted to do a special congratulations for, once again, the month of June. Top enrollers were Katie Monson and Kim Dvorak. Congrats. And we have a couple of rank advancements. Kirsten Hankey made it to manager, and now Kirsten just recently enrolled. And Kim Dvorak made it to director. So I am so excited that you girls are on fire. Congratulations. Moving forward, our July promotions. The detoxifying mud mask this month is 10% off. Now, I don't know if you guys have tried out the mud mask. It's pretty awesome for cleansing and clarifying your skin, especially if you have any skin imperfections. It's really, really great way to bring a touch of a spa into your own home. It's also a great way to show other people some of doTERRA's multitude of their other products beyond the oil. So the detoxifying mud mask, again, is 10% off in July. One of the things that I have actually come to find it useful for is I had a bug bite that was terrible on my leg the other day, and I actually put that on there, and it helped to draw out some of the inflammation. So I thought that was awesome. Little tidbit there. And the product of the month was Breathe. Now the product of the month is only available for the 1st through the 15th on LRP orders of 125 or more. So that one's not available for the rest of this month. However, every single month we have a product of the month available. And so if you get your LRP order out next month at 125 or more before the 15th, you too will qualify for a free product. Now, talking about freebies, we are right in the middle of our BOGO week. They do these maybe once or twice a year, and I just can't get enough of the BOGOs. So today's BOGO is buy one peppermint, get a past tense roller bottle for absolutely free. Now, what's really cool about this is that you can order up to 5 of them, and they can count towards your LRP. Now, in order for them to count towards your LRP, you need to go in and shop as if you were to shop. Put in your peppermint and then just go in and hit ship now. So once again, you are editing your LRP cart, you add your items, and then hit continue ship now instead of hitting the save button. And what that will allow you to do is it'll allow you to start earning on, continue earning on your LRP points for that purchase. What I like to do is get 5 friends together and all buy the maximum amount so that we can not overpay in shipping for every day of the week, and we all get to enjoy all 5 items. So moving forward, upcoming webinars. This month yet, we have one more, July 26th, and we'll be talking about garden essentials. Using your essential oils out in the garden, not only for you to stay free from the bugs, but also to help with the plants and their health as well. And then the 2nd of August, we will be doing our webinar on women's health. So I hope that you guys can join us for both of those upcoming webinars. Now I want to give you a wonderful introduction for Miss Glenda Robichaux. She is one of the best doggy moms that I know out there. She absolutely loves her little one, and I'm sure she'll tell you all about him today. But Essential Oils 101 for Pets. Take it away, Miss Glenda.
Thank you so much, Julie, and thanks for giving us some of the information this morning. So we'll get started on using essential oils for pets. And I thought I would just show a little picture of my little guy, Zeke. And he's just a little peanut, and he loves oils. And I'm going to talk a little bit about cats also, but I just want you to all know up front that really the majority of my experience is with using oils with my dog. And Zeke is going to be 6 in September, and we rescued him when he was 3 months old. And he was very anxious. Sometimes he gets a little shy and skittish. But if I ask him if he wants oils, he just rolls over on his back, throws his legs in the air, and is like, yes, give me oils. It's adorable. So first, I just wanted to give some tips for just some basic information as far as treating animals. You know, and I just want to give credit where credit is due. If you don't really know what might be wrong with your pet, take them to the vet, you know, kind of figure out what you're dealing with, and then you can figure out what oils might help support your pet. I just wanted to give a little plug for that. I also wanted to let you know about 2 books that I really love for using essential oils with pets. So they're kind of my go-tos. And the first one is Spoil Your Pet. And the second one is Essential Oils for Dogs and Cats. And both of these books can be found on aromatools.com. And you might even be able to find them on Amazon too. But those are 2 great books, just really nice reference guides. And both of them talk about how to use oils on both cats and dogs. Another thing when you're treating animals is to really just be mindful of how much oil you're using and treat them as if you were treating a child or an infant. A little goes a long way, and less is more. So I just want to say that up front also. And then again, when you're using essential oils for any kind of health concern, the key is being consistent. So just remembering if you're going to tackle something with essential oils, you know, applying it a few times a day, it's not a one and done kind of thing. You have to just be consistent with it and keep using them. And along with that, I also wanted to give a few safety tips. And just like with humans, we never put oils in our eyes or nose. So you want to not do that on your pet either. And I didn't even think about this, but I came across this when I was getting ready for the webinar today. If your dog has really long ears You don't necessarily want to rub oil on their ears because when they shake their head, they're going to get the oils in their eyes. So be careful of that. Skin irritations. If you notice that your animal is having some sort of reaction to an essential oil that you might have used, you want to grab something with some fat in it. So coconut oil, milk, you don't want to use water. Water is going to penetrate the oil further. And then I found this tip kind of interesting too. Fractionated coconut oil is best to use as it does not clog the pores. So just a few safety precautions. And first we're going to dive into talking about dogs. And not every essential oil is great to use on a dog. There's a few that you want to avoid. And actually what I find is that if it's an essential oil that my little guy Zeke doesn't like, he will run the opposite direction. They kind of know. Very intuitive that way. But these are some oils that you definitely want to avoid. Wintergreen, melaleuca, birch, thyme, clove, and oregano. With the wintergreen too, Zeke really dislikes deep blue rub or deep blue oil. So, because that one of the main ingredients in that is wintergreen. He will take off running. So the other thing too, if you do have a puppy, you really want to limit the amount of oil that you're using. And then if your dog is prone to seizures, feel free to reach out to me and I can give you more tips. There's some oils that you would really want to avoid if your dog does have seizures. So now let's talk about what oils we should use. Lavender. Lavender is just marvelous for all things calming, cuts, scrapes. Frankincense is very calming and grounding for dogs as well. Peppermint, helichrysum, eucalyptus, lemongrass, lemon, Digest Zen, TerraShield, On Guard, Serenity, and Balance. And when we first got Zeke, when we picked him up at the Animal Humane Society, I had actually, I was still very new with doTERRA, but I had brought some Serenity with me, and I didn't know as much as I know now, and I used way too much, and so he really doesn't like Serenity anymore, because I think I might have overdid it the day we picked him up. So again, you just really, what I'll do is put like a drop in my palms, and maybe some coconut oil, and rub my palms together, and then I'll go and either rub his paws, or the tips of his ears, or just let him smell. And sometimes he'll even just start licking my palms if it's an oil he really likes. And then that was a tip that I wanted to share too, is you can kind of let your let your dog choose what oil they like. So I will open a bottle of oil and I'll ask Zeke if he would like some oils. And if he starts to approach the bottle and he starts kind of licking his chops, I know that he likes it. If he starts to run away, I know that he doesn't like it. So that's just kind of a tip for letting them choose their own oil. And I have to say that Zeke's favorite oil is Roman chamomile, and that is a very calming and soothing oil. And he absolutely loves that one. And so what I did actually is I had a bottle of Roman chamomile that was almost empty, just had a little bit left. And I just filled the bottle with fractionated coconut oil and put a Z on the top so I knew that it was Zeke's oil. So then whenever I grab it, I know that it's already diluted. And so, their sniffers are just so intense that they really, a little goes a long way. So just a few tips on letting them choose their own oil. And I want to give one more shout out to eucalyptus. One night, Zeke was acting really strange and he was kind of gasping for breath. And I don't know if he had the hiccups or something, but I took some eucalyptus and just kind of rubbed it on his belly, and it really helped with whatever he was experiencing. So you just kind of have to experiment a little, and I can't stress enough, dilute, dilute, dilute. I also think this is amazing that dogs, just like humans, have reflex points on their paws. So it's going to be their hind paws, and then the numbers correspond with the area. So you can see where if they were having some respiratory issues, if you went to number 4, you could apply some oils that would help their lungs. Or if they've got some tummy upset, you could apply to 7 for intestines or for 10 for stomach. So I just thought this was kind of cool and wanted to share with you that Even though their bodies are very different from ours, some things are kind of unique and similar in that they have reflex points too. And now I'm going to switch gears to cats. And cats are very, very sensitive to essential oils. The list of oils to avoid for cats is slightly longer than those for dogs. And for starters, you don't want to use any citrus oils on cats, excuse me. You should also avoid melaleuca, thyme, clove, oregano, wintergreen, vetiver, peppermint, rosemary, white fir, cypress, and Roman chamomile. And what it is that cats lack a certain enzyme that helps us metabolize oils in our bodies. They don't have that, so that's why the list is a little bit longer and you have to be more careful. Now keep in mind that a lot of our essential oil blends might contain some of these, like Breathe has melaleuca in it. A lot of the oils that are in On Guard, there's wild orange in there, there's clove, there's rosemary and On Guard. So you want to be also looking at the blends. And cats also have a keener sense of smell. So if you are diffusing oils in your home or wherever your cat may be, you want to make sure that they have an exit route. So for instance, if you're going to diffuse oils in your bedroom at night, you just want to make sure that you leave the door open. So if it is too intense for them, they have a way to leave the room. And then you're also going to want to use only about 3 drops when you're using a diffuser if you have cats. And you always want to dilute again, and you want to dilute very heavily. And I found this tip too, when you're using oils with cats, kind of think of how you would use oils on an infant. You're going to want to dilute it a lot. So kind of keeping that in mind. Some oils that cats are okay with is lavender, frankincense, helichrysum, eucalyptus, lemongrass, cedarwood, arborvitae, cardamom, digestion, Terra Shield, On Guard, and Serenity. And again, just that little tip at the bottom. Just remember to dilute those oils. I can't stress that enough when it comes to animals. So now I'm going to switch and give you a couple of recipes. Did you know that dogs and cats can get seasonal threats too? Yes, they can. And kind of the same recipe that works on us humans works on our little guys too. So here's a recipe that you can mix up in a glass spray bottle. And, it says 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of lemon, 5 drops of peppermint. You could even scale that back. You might even start with 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of lemon, 1 drop of peppermint, and 1 drop of frankincense. And then if you have cats, you want to omit lemon and peppermint. And then just top off the rest with distilled water or fractionated coconut oil. And what I do sometimes is I will just spray the oil in my palms again and rub them together and kind of set my hands down and let my dog just smell, or I might rub his back too. Another great one, again, to help with respiratory issues and seasonal threats is eucalyptus. And I just thought of 2 things that I did not have a slide for, so I'm going to sneak them in right now since they just snuck into my brain. There are 2 other doTERRA products that I absolutely love to use. And one of them is, I'm sure if any of you have dogs, you know how they love to roll in things that just don't smell very pleasant. And Zeke is terrified of bath time, and it's kind of an ordeal to give him a bath. But I discovered that what I'll do is I'll wet a washcloth and put a pump or 2 of the On Guard foaming hand wash on it, and just kind of rub him down that way, and it's less stress for him, and it's less stress for me as well. And then he smells just fine. So kind of be thinking too how you can use the oils and the other products that doTERRA offers to help with your pets. Another product that is just amazing is Correct-X. So if your pet did happen to get some sort of wound or cut, that Correct-X is amazing just to put a little bit on the area of concern or the wound. So I just want to plug for Correct-X and the On Guard foaming hand wash. Moving right along, talk about stressed out pets. And of course, well, we just finished the 4th of July with fireworks, but thunderstorms are also a very stressful experience for a lot of animals. And they can also pick up on our nervousness too if they make us nervous. So here are some oils that you can apply or diffuse. And if you're diffusing them, again, you're getting the benefits and your pet is also getting the benefits from them. So lavender and serenity, frankincense, balance, Roman chamomile, and cedarwood, those are all really great oils to help with calming your pets down, especially too if they have separation anxiety or when we first got Zeke, we tried to socialize him more with other dogs, and it was always a very stressful experience for him. So these were oils that were very helpful, and we continue to go to them for comfort for him. And then I just wanted to give a little plug for how to protect your animals, because I'm sure they're wanting to be outside a lot right now. And TerraShield, our repellent blend, is amazing to use on animals. TerraShield also comes in a spray bottle. Again, what I found is that is just a little too intense just to spray directly on my dog. So I'll just spray it in my palms, kind of rub my palms together, and then rub kind of his backside and underneath his legs and just kind of get some of that on him. You could also take their collar and soak it in. You could mix some TerraShield with some water and just soak their collar in that and then put their collar back on them. So that's another option too. And then I also have this really awesome recipe for tick repellent. And we took Zeke up north to the North Shore. It was probably around the middle of June. And I had made this recipe of equal parts lemongrass and eucalyptus and just put it in a glass spray bottle with some distilled water. And we used that when we went hiking. And not only did my husband and I not have any ticks, we didn't find any ticks on Zeke either. And I think this also helped with mosquitoes because we didn't even get a mosquito bite on that hike. It was kind of awesome. So what I did was I liked how this recipe was blended with water because as far as using it on myself and my husband, we just sprayed it over our clothing. And it won't leave any spots. Whereas if you put fractionated coconut oil in there, sometimes I've had some experience with a fractionated coconut oil will leave spots on my clothing. But just mixing it with water was great. So I sprayed it like around my ankles and then kind of on my shorts. And then what we did was we sprayed a little bit on Zeke too. And he didn't seem to mind this one too much. I mean, it's fairly diluted in the water. And I don't spray it close to his face. We mostly sprayed it toward his hindquarters, but it worked great. And again, all you'll need is a glass spray bottle, some distilled water, and eucalyptus and lemongrass. And then I thought this was great too. There's so many harmful products on the market, and even for pets when it comes to shampoo. So we have started to make our own. So here's a recipe you can try. And again, you'll just want a glass bottle and you'll just kind of shake it up when you use it. And it is 1.25 cups of distilled water, 1 tablespoon of Castile soap. And then really you could mix whatever oil combination would work for your pet. This was just a recommendation that I found: 2 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of eucalyptus, 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of rosemary, and 2 drops of cedarwood. But you could do any combination you would like in that shampoo recipe. And I think that's just cool. I love to be able to cater to what my dog needs. And I really flew through absolutely everything so fast. But Julie, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot. Because you've got cats, do you have any other tips for when it comes to cats?
You know what? I have heard from a lot of people that, animals really are so intelligent. And so making sure that you leave the door open, and you had mentioned that when you're diffusing with cats, I think that is Absolutely ideal. My girls have actually done a tremendous amount of research in regards to how they use oils on their cats. And I've been able to teach them, they're 13 and 15, and so I've been able to teach them how to use oils on themselves. And they really are our go-to cat oilers. So I allow them to really do most of the oiling on our little ones. But yeah,
Great.
I think that doing the severe dilution as you would for an infant, and I know we do lavender and frankincense with them, and then again we leave the door open for the diffuser. One of the things with cats that I would not recommend doing, and I know it's super tempting, but is cleaning the litter box with essential oils, especially citrus oils, because it's very tempting to do, but you actually want your pet to go in and use the litter box.
Yes.
So making sure that it's still a inviting environment for them. But I have heard that putting lemon in a spritz bottle is highly effective for keeping cats from scratching certain areas of your furniture. Or if you didn't want your cats to be up on your couch, you could spritz that on the backside of your couch. Again, it might be a little trial and error to see which oils they don't like, but that's a really great, really safe and inexpensive way to keep your pets off of your furniture if that's one of your concerns. But one of the things that I did want to put a plug in, Glenda, and thank you so much. You had such great knowledge in regards to the pets. I have a insane black lab who has severe anxiety on taking her for walks, and Serenity has been one of the only things that has kept her sanity and my sanity both in taking her for walks. So that's just my little plug on that one. But
I had two more tips that I thought of. I didn't really speak to with dogs. You know, if you've got a little 5 to 10 pound dog, you're going to want to dilute those even further because they're so small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Zeke is about 35, 40 pounds. So if I use a drop or two, he's okay. But really kind of think about the size of your dog and how much oil you're using and how much you want to dilute it. So I wanted to make a plug for that. And then also the doTERRA Touch. I have used the frankincense touch roller ball on Zeke before when he was acting really strange, and just rolled it along his spine, and that came in really handy. So those, I just want to make a plug for those because the doTERRA Touch line, those are already diluted. Those can be handy in a pinch also.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Glenda, and thank you all for joining us on our Wednesday webinar today. We're going to try to get this out there, YouTubed, and posted out on Facebook. So I appreciate your participation and look forward to talking with you again next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great week.
Bye.